What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. And today there is a lot of WWE news to cover in today's video, including the latest on the son of a top WWE star possibly joining Seth Rollins' faction as his newest disciple. And also the latest on the condition of Kairi Sane's injury at the hands of Nia Jax. And I swear this laptop needs to stop fucking me over. Thank you. As well as the update, if you will, on Samoa Joe's injuries. And also, could we see WWE making plans for attended live events? Yeah, so there's a lot. There's literally a lot to cover in this video. So we are going to kick things off with Kairi Sane's injury. Now I actually want to give a big shout out to Andy Murray from What Culture for the article. And it says, the name of the article says Kairi Sane injured by Nia Jax at Raw tapings. Kairi Sane reportedly picked up another injury while working Nia Jax during a set of tapings at the Performance Center on Tuesday. Jax and Sane were working a singles match for next week's episode of Raw when the Kabuki Warriors member suffered a cut to her head, according to a new report from Fightful. The duo were fighting outside the ring when this happened. Sane was busted open after being thrown into the ring steps, necessitating medical attention. As the match was paused, Kairi's wound was sealed and she was banged up, allowing her to finish. You guys are probably wondering, why am I spoiling it? Yeah, this was actually just announced today. This was just like yesterday. This was actually just yesterday. This was posted yesterday. And according to Dave Meltzer on Twitter, he corroborated the report, saying, for people asking about Kairi saying she was busted up in the match with Jax, taped today for next week, just know they stopped the match to clean her up. Didn't hear about any injury past a significant head cut. This story comes just over a month after Jax was widely criticized for a sloppy buckle bomb that launched Sane's head and neck into the bottom turnbuckle on the April 20th episode of Raw, also in a singles match between the two. They are currently interacting as part of Jax's feud with Raw Women's Champion Asuka. While it's always concerning to hear a wrestler getting hurt, particularly so soon after another incident, at least it sounds like Sane's doing okay. There is currently no indication that she'll need to miss any time. Okay, so I guess for this Monday's Raw, next week's Raw, it'll be Nia Jax versus Kairi Sane, and I guess that happened. I'm not so sure, but given the fact that Nia Jax is in a feud, if you will, with Asuka over the Raw Women's title, it remains to be seen how big of a threat Nia Jax is to Asuka's reign as champion. Simply just because of the fact that the last time these two fought over a women's title, it was actually in NXT, and we all know how that happens. Truth be told, Asuka actually, I believe Asuka made Nia Jax tap out during that match, and then of course, it was like just a couple years ago or something like that, where I believe, Nia Jax challenged Asuka for her, I think for her spot in the Raw Women's title match a couple years ago, and Honestly, though, you know what? I know. Honestly, I know that I'm sort of like spoiling, this matchup, but I, but I'm I'm just glad that Kairi Sane is doing okay. Hopefully she won't have to miss any time. Um, if she does, it's sad. That's just heartbreaking because Kairi Sane is an incredible athlete. She is one hell of an athlete. She she won the first ever Mae Young Classic. She became NXT Women's Champion. She's got a bright future ahead of her, and I could definitely see her going places at some point down the road. Okay, seriously, laptop, you need to stop. Stop being a bitch. Thank you. All right, so now we're gonna talk about Samoa Joe's update. His status, if you will. If you guys remember, he suffered a concussion. I believe it was right around the Royal Rumble. I believe. Oh yeah, yeah. So it was right around It was like right after the Royal Rumble, and he actually suffered a very a very bad concussion. Um, and again, shout outs to Andy Murray from What Culture. Shout outs to you for the articles. So the article reads Samoa Joe is yet to be cleared to compete for WWE following his recent concussion. This is according to the Wrestling Observer, who noted that Joe still faces an indefinite period of time on the sidelines, as is the nature of concussions. The former United States champion currently occupies himself by filling in on the Raw announce team while injured. It's a role he excels at. Though the 41-year-old is currently in the midst of a rotten spell of luck as far as actual wrestling goes. Late 2019 saw him sidelined with a broken thumb. Joe returned in December before suffering a reported concussion, while wrestling on Raw, then endured a mandatory 30-day suspension for violating the company's wellness policy before getting another concussion while filming a WWE commercial. Lord knows what he did to deserve all this, though he must have done something to upset the man upstairs. Joe last wrestled for WWE on Raw on the February 10th episode of Raw, teaming with the Viking Raiders and Kevin Owens to face Seth Rollins, Murphy, and AOP. He had turned babyface to align with Owens prior to the injury/suspension problems commencing. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Samoa Joe was was a babyface for a good amount of time in NXT before he turned on Finn Balor and became a heel from that point up until now. And prior to that, if you guys didn't watch Samoa Joe during his days on TNA like I did, Joe, he was a badass. He was such a badass in TNA. He had been with what's that one faction? It was the last faction he had ever been a part of before he jumped ship to WWE. I'm trying to remember. Oh my god. I think it was called the Main Event Mafia. If I remember right, I believe it was called the Main Event Mafia, and their mission, I believe it was Kurt Angle, Sting, Magnus, Samoa Joe, Rampage Jackson, and I believe AJ Styles. AJ Styles had teamed up with the Main Event Mafia for a while to take out literally every single member of one of the most dominant factions on in the promotion, known as the Aces and Eights. Literally, it consisted of Taz, the Dudleys, Mr. Kennedy. Quite a group. It was quite the formidable group, and I remember also that storyline storyline wise, Bubba Ray Dudley, who on TNA was known as Bully Ray, he was actually storyline wise, he was married to Hulk Hogan's daughter. Karen was her name. I don't remember his daughter's name. I honestly don't. That's sad. But yeah, Joe was a really great babyface, and he's also an even better heel. But for him to now, for him to be sidelined with the concussions and whatnot, it is sad. But at the same time, at least he's like still working on the Red brand, on Raw as a commentator, obviously filling for WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, who I believe is also out with an injury. I believe, I don't remember, But to be honest, though, I think honestly, I hope we do see honestly, though, I do hope that we see that we do see Samoa Joe compete in the near future. Shout outs to Samoa Joe. Hope all is right with you, and I hope he gets better. Alright, you guys, another article from Andy Murray. Is WWE making plans for attended live events? So, if you guys remember this past Monday and last night on NXT, I cannot speak today. If you guys remember Raw this past Monday and NXT last night, you will know that the trainees and the superstars from NXT and the Performance Center actually attended both events. And is that a photo from SummerSlam? It looks like a photo from SummerSlam. There's a photo here on the article, and it's from SummerSlam, and it kind of looks like it's from 2009. I want to say it was from. I want to say it's from 2009, maybe 2010. I'm not so sure. Anyway, okay, I'm getting off track here. So again, you will know that there were trainees and superstars from NXT and the Performance Center who actually attended both shows, and I actually spoke about this this past Monday on Raw, where slowly WWE is going to be going back on tour, and we could see that happen sometime in July, which means for SummerSlam they'll have to change locations, given the fact that in the state of Massachusetts, let me take a look at that. Let me look up the current case. I know I shouldn't do this because it's the YouTube algorithm. But I want to look up the current cases. So in the state of Massachusetts, with the current ongoing, with what's been going on now, there are 94,895 confirmed cases, with 6,640 deaths. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. So given the fact that that's going on, it's crazy how big this really is. That is bad. Oh my god. And it's crazy because in states like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts, Maine, whatnot, it's literally the epicenter in terms of the US. It's the epicenter of the pandemic. So that's horrible. So they'll probably move into a state into a city where it's less likely, where they're less likely to catch what's been going on. They'll most likely they're less likely going to catch it, which could be like possibly Georgia, possibly Florida, because I know that the state of Florida has already started to lift up all of their restrictions. They're starting to lift them up. I know that here in California they're doing that as well. Like just yesterday, my grandparents actually went to a restaurant in Simi Valley. Excuse me, in which Ventura County has lifted up most of their restrictions anyway. But so WWE is allowing the trainees from the performance center and superstars from NXT attend the Raw, NXT, and SmackDown shows, which could mean that we may see fans come in and watch the shows as well. And according to this article, while it's currently unclear when exactly professional sports organizations will be able to run attended events again, it looks like WWE is already preparing for life going back to normal in the U.S. in the United States. WrestleVotes tweeted the following from actually this past Tuesday. I'm hearing that internally the WWE live event schedule is slowly being rebuilt. I'm still not expecting anything with fans prior to July. However, discussions about ticket sales going forward have also begun. With social distancing guidelines remaining in place, that's tricky. The uncertainty surrounding the situation puts WWE and other promotions in a tight spot. Announcing dates for July would be a risky move, as things could potentially change at the drop of a hat, leaving WWE with a logistical mess to clear up. Though the promotion would be smart to at least develop a loose, flexible plan for when fans are able to return. This week's episode of Raw saw Vince McMahon's company bring a semblance of noise back to their shows with clusters of again, as I just mentioned, with clusters of NXT and Performance Center wrestlers gathered behind sheets of plexiglass at ringside. It's thought that this will be the new normal until things return to the way they used to be. Reintegrating fans will be a tricky process, as it's likely they'll start filtering through in drips and drabs. In accordance with social distancing guidelines, they're all yearning for that first jam-packed arena show, though. Yeah, so I think starting all this in July could be a tricky move, considering the fact that the safer at home order is still going on. Damn, fire sick. Shockingly enough, the safer at home order is still intact, but it's slowly starting to lift up. And once it's fully lifted, everything will go back to normal. But given the fact that we've had so many people die from this pandemic, it's a testament to how things will how things will go back to normal. Anyway, so and actually as of today, as of today, I know I shouldn't bring this up, but as of today, overall in the U.S. there are over 1.7 million cases, with over 102,000 deaths and over 375,000 of those cases have been recovered. So that's pretty good. I mean that's insane. It's insane because because this is just, I don't even know how to respond to it though, but I just hope that if WWE does allow fans to come back and be a part of be a part of the have a jam-packed building, arena. I hope that they make that that they're making the right choice and allow like social distancing, because social distancing is still a thing. As crazy as crazy as it is, it's still a thing, and I think honestly, I don't even know what to think. I'm like shocked that they're actually allowing fans, quote unquote fans, to be in inside the Performance Center for the Raw and SmackDown shows, and even also for NXT as well. Anyway, guys, that being said, you guys are probably wondering who is the son of a top, who could be joining Seth Rollins' faction. It is none other than Rey Mysterio's son Dominic, as crazy enough. So if you guys remember, I think it was a couple, what was it, last week? It was like last week or a couple weeks ago. Seth Rollins actually attacked Rey Mysterio by literally puncturing his eye. By puncturing his eye into the corner of the steel steps, which left him in a critical condition. So big shoutouts to Louise Dangor from Wrestle Talk. It has been speculated for a number of months now that Rey Mysterio's son Dominic will eventually turn on him, and some believe that the turn could take place in a matter of days on the next episode of Monday Night Raw. On next week's episode, Seth Rollins is set to host a quote-unquote retirement ceremony for Mysterio. This comes just a few weeks after Rollins brutally attacked the former world champion's eye, leaving him in critical condition. Some believe that the segment could see the TV return of Rey Mysterio's son Dominic, where he could turn heel and join Austin Theory and Murphy in becoming disciples of the Monday Night Messiah. The Wrestling News has commented on the rumors speculating that we could see Mysterio's son turn on next week's Raw, aligning himself with Seth Rollins, Murphy, and Austin Theory. The quote says, quote, "There have been rumors since last year of Dominic turning on his father, having him join Seth Rollins' stable. Will be a great opportunity to introduce his new heel character." There have been no reports suggesting that this is the plan as of right now, and it is essential to know that these are only rumors at this time. At this time. So question of the day: do you guys want to see Dominic become a disciple of Seth Rollins? Let me know in the comments below. Honestly, though, I think it would be a great way to show off what Dominic will be able to do on Raw over the next leading into the future. Those are just my that's just my opinion anyway. But guys, that is the question of the day. Do you guys want to see Dominic join Seth Rollins and his disciples? Let me know in the comments below. And that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All three of my links are down in the description below. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.